Good evening and welcome to News Channel 8. I'm Jerome Aegean, and here's some of the top stories we have for you tonight. The aftermath of the first homicide of the year. We have an exclusive report on the GERS, and you'll be shocked at what we uncovered. And more of your festival highlights. These stories and more are up next on News Channel 8. In our top story tonight, we have a little more information on the murder of 26-year-old Akeem Lee, the first homicide victim of this young year. News Channel 8's Wes Small files this report.
Let's take an after look now at this first homicide in our territory. 26-year-old Akeem Lee from Accordia. Now, the EMTs arrived at about 13 minutes before 3 o'clock on that fatal night a couple of nights ago. And unresponsive witnesses came to the scene. They heard the shots. Now, Deputy Police Chief Hal says that there had to be someone out here who saw this happen to Akeem Lee. He says that he had no standing beefs with the community or ongoing disputes. Now, word on the street is the exact opposite, that Akeem Lee did return here to the territory a couple of times and that this is a retaliatory killing. There's also word on the street that this was not a retaliatory killing, that he had a big gold chain on his neck, and that the suspects wanted that chain and possibly he fought back. Nonetheless, we do know this, that 26-year-old Akeem Lee died right here where I'm standing with a gunshot wound fatally to his head. We do know that. We also know that it was just a couple of weeks ago around the corner at the Lagoon Complex in Frederickstead that another young man lost his life. So Frederickstead starting to come up then as far as homicides are concerned, at least the last two for St. Croix. So that's that. If you know anything about this senseless shooting on Akeem Lee that happened a couple of nights ago, he was 26 years old. He lost his life right here. Then you should call 911, or you could always call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. Something else is going on that caught this reporter's eye about assault and battery on police officers. During the last 24 hours on St. Croix alone, I could give you 3 cases. Let's go through them. Louis Santis, 53 years old from Wim, arrested for assault and battery on a police officer right across the street over there by Kentucky Fried Chicken on Saturday. Marcus Bennett, 29 years old. He was arrested at Juan Louis Hospital. He also was arrested for assault and battery against a police officer. Albert Gareg, 30 years old. He was arrested on King Street short time ago in Frederickstead for, yes, you guessed it, assault and battery on a Virgin Island police officer. What is going on with the assaults against the BIPD? What is going on with the weapons in our territory? How are these weapons getting here? These are some of the things that News Channel 8 are going to be looking at in the next few days to find out how, when our weapons are not manufactured here, we are still having weapons coming in by the hundreds and the thousands of young black men still losing their lives almost every day. In Frederickstead, I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.
And now you hear a lot of complaints from Wes every night about guns in our territory. So today, he asked our delegate to Congress, Donna Christensen, the million-dollar question. Where are the guns coming from, and who's bringing them in?
I can't speak to where the guns are coming from, but certainly they're not being manufactured here. They are coming in, and we need to find ways to stop them from coming in. And I think the police have been doing a good job in some of their checks, the stops that they've been having, and finding guns, drugs. And I'm sure that under the leadership of the commissioner and both the chiefs that we have, and the governor and lieutenant governor, that you're going to see some strong efforts on crime.
Well, staying with our delegate to Congress, earlier today, she held a press conference at her new office in Sunshine Mall on St. Croix. News Channel 8's Wes Small has more.
Thanks a lot, Jerome. We're in Sunshine Mall, and these are the new digs, the new headquarters of our congressperson, Delegate to Congress, Donna Christensen. Now, on the agenda today at the press conference is going to be Diageo, also what's going on with crime. Our congresswoman promises to take a tougher stance on that as we have our first homicide recorded of the year. Also, what's going on with health reform? That is the major issue. And is the Virgin Islands included? Also, what's going on with the territories as far as other deals are concerned and making sure we're included. With the environment and also the national parks and recreation acts and so forth. So with that, and also she wants to thank her dynamic staff. I have to tell you something. Donna Christensen, she's been doing this for what now? I believe it's 17 years. I kind of lost count, but very efficient staff here. And let's go to that press conference because it has been a very busy year for our Delegate to Congress.
Have introduced 17 bills this year, and out of the 17, I would say 11 are either in whole or in part, some way, either having been enacted or in the process of being enacted. Some in and I'll talk about them a little more in detail, some through healthcare reform, some in the Energy Act, and in other legislation that's been going through. But I think 11 out of 17 is pretty good, even if they're not all completely passed. And as we look at the stimulus funding that has come in so far, we've projected, and the governor projected, somewhere around $244 million, and we're approaching $100 million in various areas. Energy's gotten $30 million, education has at least $22 million now, and they're looking towards the $67 million in stabilization funds. Transportation has gotten 17, housing 11, health at least 9 when we just look at Medicaid, but there's been other funding for health, and labor's gotten over $3 million. And of course, the governor and our office just recently announced the broadband funding for mapping and for planning. Despite the fact that Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands may not be on good terms in rum, we work very closely on Medicaid. So we have that fund that would greatly increase our Medicaid. Now, that's true, that is only in the House bill, and it's supported by the White House. It's not in the Senate bill, but there is language in the Senate bill that can accommodate, and we hope will accommodate, and we have assurances will accommodate the House language into the final bill. Our leadership in the House is insisting on it.
The Delegate to Congress has been very busy along with her staff. So with that, I'm here at Sunshine Mall. This is their new place, just in case you want to come visit. She has a wide constituency, and she sees hundreds of you every week. Here at the Delegate's office, I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.